Hi everybody and welcome to my video. My name's Rolf and I'm a guy in his mid-50s, and the reason I am doing this video is because I've decided to take a little bit of a journey. Yes, it's another one of those videos of giving up alcohol for a period of time, and I want to give it up for an entire year. Now, I've done the 30-day challenge and I'm about 6 weeks in now, and I'll get to how I feel and everything. I've done this before, so this is probably, I've done other periods where I've just decided to dry out for a while, and so I've done about 6, maybe 7 of those, but it's never really lasted longer than about 3 months. So this time I'm gonna go for broke and try an entire year, and I have a few goals in mind, and I want to see what happens at the end of that year, like how different I am, especially if, you know, like you're in your 50s. A lot of people are very set in their ways, and they're a little bit intimidated by making major life changes. So this is a pretty big change for me, and because I've never really done it for a year. I don't have any problem with doing it for 30 days or so, but the longer term has always been more of a challenge. So let me tell you a bit about me and how I got here. So I was never someone who, I'm not addicted to alcohol. It really didn't affect my health too much because I mostly restricted it to weekends. I go to the gym a couple times a week. In the colder months I play hockey, which is a great source of pleasure to me. And so when I would drink, it would probably be, you know, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, sometimes Sunday, sometimes miss a day in there, not always Thursday after hockey. My hockey game was Thursday nights, is Thursday nights. So, and that might be for a total of about 8 to 10 beers plus some wine. I never had a real taste for hard liquor. I have some of it in my cabinet. I have, you know, some whiskeys and a little bit of vodka and some port and stuff like that, although that's not really hard liquor. So it's mostly about beer, and I do like the taste of beer. It's just that as I got older, there was a price to pay even for having a couple of drinks, and I know for many of you it's the same. So what used to present no problem at all in your 20s, even your 30s, of going out and having 3 or 4, waking up the next day, maybe not being 100%, but putting in a full day of work, and, you know, none the worse for wear, really. But as I found as I got into my 40s and now my 50s, my late 50s, it's not that easy anymore. So I wanted to have the feeling that I had through the rest of the week, which I really hardly ever drink at all, and so I want to carry that through and build upon that, so I just had the same feeling all of the time. So I'm not saying that, you know, for those of you out there who, you know, maybe thinking about that you drink too much, really go see someone, get a referral, talk to someone about it. I don't believe I was in that category, so really for me it comes down to a few things. The number one thing was being productive. I feel that I lost a lot of productivity just because I wasn't optimal. And by optimal I mean I felt like on a Saturday I might have had to take a nap, or I waited for the day to come to me instead of me going out and grabbing the day. And that was the usual weekend ritual. It's not that I didn't do things on weekends, of course I did, but I wasn't feeling optimal. And it took me till about Monday, maybe even on a Tuesday, to really feel like that 100%, and you're back at the gym and you sweat the toxins out and, you know, you're good to go. And then the next weekend, even though I would say that drinking was limited, it would be the same result. So I thought to myself, I live in two worlds. When I used to find myself back at the gym, like, why did I have those beers last night? It was nothing special. I was just killing time in a way, and you know, now I'm paying the price for it. So I wanted to move beyond that. So that's the number one thing, is productivity. And I'm not, I would say, doing it for health reasons, although I see that as a benefit, because the better you feel, the more likely you'll exercise and keep exercising and just be active, because you'll have the energy to keep active. So that's a net win in that department, but it's not the reason I'm doing it. I'm doing it mainly for the productivity, as I said. And the next important thing is I have a business that I have. So it's a video production business. It's been going on for about a year and a half. And you know, the struggles of a new business, buying gear, getting clients, getting the money to get this piece of equipment, upgrading this, finding those clients, you know, it's challenging. So I really want to make I want to put my best attempt at it, because I'm at the stage in life where really I can't wait another 2 years or 5 years. Like, I'm gonna be in my 60s. So the time to do it is now. So I figured, as much as anything, I'm going to remove any obstacle, any hurdle that I could use as an excuse or a hurdle to get me to where I want to be. And where I want to be is, I really like to have something that I can really call a business, because right now it's kind of feeling like not that solid. So I want to get it on solid footing, and whether that means it's 25% better or a third better or 50% better, that would be great. I would consider that an accomplishment. Now, another reason I've given it up is I've noticed that whenever I've had a time where I've decided to take a break, it's interesting where things take you, because the more time, I call it spending time in the zone, whereas alcohol takes you out of that zone and immediately kind of softens the picture, relaxes your nerves, relaxes your thinking. But when you're not drinking, you just have more time to think clear thoughts, and that's a common side effect of you know, stopping to drink anything. And so it's interesting where that can take you. And so part of this is that it is a journey. Like, in a way, there's no destination other than to try the 365 days without alcohol. But the journey itself is, you know, where you think you might be going. And for me, it's more about productivity and having my business be better. But also, it might be where this would lead me. And I think by not having any kind of interference like drinking or socializing and drinking, it opens up other kinds of possibilities and other kinds of doors, and I'm very interested in that. I've had some experience with that, but I never kept up with it. So I'm interested to see, you know, what'll happen in a year, where I'll be. If it's all the same, you know, if everything's the same, my liver gets a break, my health gets a break, and that's okay too. But I am interested in, you know, the possibilities of where it might happen. So another aspect is, in terms of confidence in your self-esteem, and I've been a fairly confident person, sometimes a little quieter and maybe a little more pessimistic, but I've even noticed in these 5 weeks or close to 6 weeks is that it takes more to kind of A, get me down, and B, for me to not persevere. Like, I want to persevere, like, I can do this. I get the feeling I can do this. And so I have nothing not to feel confident about. You know, I've just taken all this on in a couple of years, and in some ways I haven't done all that well. In other ways, I think I've done really well. So the more time that goes by, the more confident I become, although there are probably a lot of other reasons why maybe I shouldn't quite feel that way, but that's for another video. So welcome to my channel, A Dry Run. We'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.